to Moms Creating Miracles Season 2. And for the second time on the Moms Creating Miracles Summit, I have Catherine B. Roy. She has an astonishing line of work that she does, all about living from the heart and the mind. And what is so amazing about this work is how it actually came forward for Catherine, and I'm going to allow her to share that story as she shares her miraculous story with us. Catherine, thank you for joining us. I know you're in transition now with heading back to work after being home, and gosh, we're both moms who do a ton. I want to welcome you again, and I'm so grateful that you were able to join us today.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure, and I enjoy spending time with you and sharing my experiences. It's a real pleasure and honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So let's get right into your story, because when I heard it for the first time, wow. So, I mean, I'm all about miracles, but just one right after the other. So would you start from, start from the beginning?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear this.
Start from the beginning of your story, how you started to do this line of work and create what you created.
Yeah, well, I was, if I may say so, very successful young woman. I started to work in very huge company, and right after the college, and everything was perfect. But I started to feel pain in my chest, very, very deep pain. And I went to doctor, but they thought it's because I started a new job and it's excitement, maybe anxiety or something like that. But it went deeper. I started to feel I don't have energy. I started to have big headaches and so on. So they continued the examinations and find out that I have very high level of Coxsackie virus in my blood. Mm-hmm. And they discovered that too late, actually. So they told me I will live just a year and a half after that. And that was in 2008.
Wow.
That was my first time I started to realize there is something much bigger than what we can understand and comprehend. My mom is a very religious person, and I was extremely scientific person. I was in mathematical department, so natural science, and I was programmer and so on. So I didn't understand there is something else over there, like spirituality or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But my health was so bad that I couldn't walk anymore, and I didn't have strength for anything. So they took me to monastery in Montenegro, near the Adriatic Sea, and I was there 5 or 7 days, I'm not sure. I was sleeping outside. I was eating with them, praying with them, realizing there is something much bigger. And to be honest, that place is considered like a miracle place, a million years. But for me, it was life-changing because I came home and my results were fine.
Okay, so we've spoken twice in depth on the phone.
Yeah.
I hear this part of your story.
Yes, I realized you didn't, so I wanted to start from there. Because that was the reason I started to believe and not question anything anymore. Because I don't know what happened. I just know that I'm here now, and they said there is no chance. So there is always a chance. Something else bigger than us can help in our development. So I got better. I started to go on fitness to get my strength back. I started to work again, and we We got married in 2010, but there was a problem to have a baby. And again, we went to examinations and so on, but they said we will do in vitros, but they don't think there will be a chance. So we did 2 in vitros, and that was not successful. And I always wanted to be a mom. That was my biggest wish. Like everything else I did doesn't have value of 1 second of being mom. That was what I had in my mind.
Yeah.
And I was sad. I almost fall into very deep depression. I lost the sense of anything beautiful in this life. I didn't understand why I survived that, and now I have these again.
Oh, it's like, why after all of that? And now I'm going, yeah.
Yeah. So I was, lost. And the movie Secret was on my PC like 3 years before that. Just I didn't find it interesting for me at that time. And I didn't watch it. But in this moment, I started to research, I started to learn. And I found out about Deepak's and Oprah's meditation challenge. So I was very disciplined. Every day I was doing meditations, and I started to feel connected with my source. And I started to receive information. Of course, I didn't understand anything at that time. Nothing.
A lot of information, didn't you?
Yeah. And I started to write that down, like notes. But I got like feeling that I should write it somehow. So I started blog, and then that blog developed into book. But what happened in that creative process, which started during those meditations, I started to feel better. I started not to have expectations anymore. I was relaxed much more. And I got in contact with amazing people just like you are, who have extreme positive energy, and with who, when you are in their company, you feel different, So actually the thoughts in my mind started to change. I found peace with myself, and I said, okay, I will start to create what I received, and I will start that journey like that. And I will put that my strong wish aside and just pray that it will happen. So
we let go of those things.
Yes, just to let go of those things, because I understood that could be a way to go. But still I was, sad and all that. And this story I share because I know there are women over there who go through that, who suffer a lot, and who just lose their hope during the way. Never lose hope. Because what happened is that when I was preparing for the third in vitro, I was doing tests for going in the hospital, and I was pregnant. So I didn't believe that. I went again to lab and did the test again. And 2 days after that, I went again and did it again. And the lady who worked there, the nurse, said to me, but this is for sure. You don't have to do it anymore. So now I'm mom of a very beautiful and very active young little man.
How old is he?
1 year and 1 month. He is making mess all around, and yes, now we're in that phase when he jumps and he climbs everywhere, and so that my love and my wish to become mom actually became true through my creative process. And that is why I love what I did with that Live From Your Heart and Mind. I love all people who I met during that way, and I love all people who are coming now, because I know that all that positive energy that was around me actually healed what they thought it can't be healed. So I'm very happy now. I don't sleep, but never mind.
That might take a little while to resolve.
Yes, but actually, there is nothing more beautiful than being a mom. And whatever else we do, somehow priorities change. And now he is the number one priority, of course.
Oh, wow. What a beautiful story about surrender. And really, in order to create the miracle, there has to be that desire. And what I understand, God hears that desire, and yet it kind of stays there, right? And so you had something big that needed to come through you.
Yes.
It was a birth, but it was a different type of birth. It was a birth that came from your heart and your soul. And it was like through that process, you birth your child. And we have something in common like that, where I wasn't suffering, I was suffering actually with physical and emotional ailments, and I changed the way that I viewed myself and did a lot of that, that heart, mind, and bridging that, so that I think completely different. I respond completely different to things that are in my life, and therefore I'm able to be happy and resilient. And when you started to say like your heart hurt at one point, I remember before I had my spiritual awakening that there were times where I had palpitations and heart pain, really starting to think like, am I really, really sick? And what I realized was that my heart was crying for attention.
Yes.
Like, fill me, love me, figure out who you are. My daughter was born through my spiritual awakening as well. And it was after her birth where all of my downloads came. And I remember like writing. And the message that I got was, every mom needs to know this all over the world. Every mom needs to know that she's the creator of miracles, how powerful she is, how to bridge, how to retrain your thought process so that you can be happy. Yeah. And so what, let me just kind of, I did write down a couple little things that I wanted to talk about. First of all, are you teaching people how to do this process right now?
Yes, I'm teaching people. Actually, I'm now making a new program of education for using LHM System for emotional and intellectual development.
So the LHM is the method.
Yes, it's the method. Yes, and I'm creating it with my friend psychotherapist, because I wanted to inject a scientific side of psychology in all that. So we are making new educational program which will be launched soon. And for now, I'm the coach because that's all new, and everything was new even for me. And it was created from 2008. So it was a long process of creation, and I set all my experiences in that, and I was testing the system during these years with my family and friends, and later people who came in my networks.
Yeah.
So adjusting it so it can be dynamic for everyone. Because I believe if we give an advice to two different person, that doesn't mean it's going to be good for both of them.
Yeah.
And LHM is created so you give advice to yourself. because
Oh, I love that.
yes, that is how you just how you explained you started to get those downloads like I did. I want to teach people how
Right.
to connect and how to get those downloads. And then from that point to create the other parts of life.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, you're really bridging people in how to change their reality through their
Yes.
thoughts. And so I noticed that was on your website, that you have different subcategories like love, relationships. And so you're literally helping people change their lives
Yes.
and how they view things. So this was such an extraordinary awakening for you. So, oh, you know what I want to hear? I want you to share with everybody. Share how your book that you wrote, Live from the Heart Mind, got out into the world. Right? You have like an awesome experience where most writers like dream about this big break, right?
No, it was just after my baby was born. So I guess he was the angel who bring all that. As I said, it was a long process of creation, very, very long. And English is not my native language, and I wanted to publish it in English because it is global, and I wanted to. Actually, my idea was to give it away, you know. But
Yeah, I
during
love that about my work too. Like it should be.
yeah, I wanted just to give it away, but my English wasn't so good to be published in that form. So I found a professional editor who redesigned all that and who fixed everything. And he convinced me that that material must be published because it's, by his opinion, very good. So I found a publisher, and all that process was going on while I was pregnant. And I certainly didn't have any idea that my book can be so much viral like it became. So my baby was born on 17 November last year, and the book was published on the end of January this year. And it was published first as Amazon Kindle, and in 3 days became a bestseller in 6 hot new releases categories and 2 self-development categories. Wow. And the biggest shock of all was it was in front of the Eat, Pray, Love Elizabeth Gilbert, who I adore, like really adore. And I watched that movie like a million times. And I was just looking at that report and I was just like in shock, no? So my publisher decided, okay, let's publish it on other platforms. And then we published it on Kobo, and it became bestseller on the first day in front of the Jamie Oliver, which is also like, what? You know, that was a 0.99 cents strategy, but I really didn't expect so much exposure. Later, they decided to publish my book in print, so it went in print too. But I wish to mention something. Something magical happened also during the way of my pregnancy. Everything actually happened during the way of my pregnancy. I sent an article to the Simple Reminders of Brian McGill and Jen Young. And they published it on their website. And I was so happy, like, I don't know what happened. So I tried another one, I sent another one, and they published another one. And I saw, okay, probably then I have something interesting in all this. So I joined a group called the Royal Society, and I made a video about relationships. And in that video, I said something like, if you wish, the only absolute truth about love is that you will spend the whole life with you. It's not sure that anyone else will. So you have to take care about yourself.
You have to love yourself.
You have to love yourself. And one lady from the group made a poster with my quote, and it went viral like 1 million 200,000 people came in 7 hours. So I became like public person from nowhere. And so it continued by the fact that Brian invited me in his thought leadership school, and he gave me the endorsement for the book. So actually he supported that process. And because he has huge networks, actually all other things happen that way.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, that's amazing. How has that opportunity changed your life?
Well, everything changed because actually I feel different, you know, because I receive letters from people who read my book and which helped them. I receive pictures, they take photos holding my book, and that is like, I don't know, like the best feeling in the world, you know. And I changed one thing in the printed version. It says for my son Alexander at the first page. So I always wanted to be a writer. Just I didn't find myself on that way before, and I didn't expect I will get so much exposure for the first book. But now I feel like I need to write another one.
I was going to ask you, do you have any more work in the work?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about a few, I have a few ideas, but I think the second one will be somehow connected with the baby. Like his development and his soul development and everything that I have been living since I have him. Because certainly I changed, but everyone around me changed since he came. Because he is now the #1 priority and we are all just jumping around him.
That seems really, really, that seems like an amazing venue for you, you know, to step into that. So.
I need something to express my gratitude because after 15 years of being with my husband, I finally have him. So that is like my honor to him. And when he was born, nurses in the hospital said that he is very beautiful, like a baby. And I said, "Oh, that's why you waited so long to come. You were fixing everything so that you come like this."
Well, I feel like he was waiting for you to be ready. He was waiting for you to have this awakening. I'm looking at my daughter, have this awakening. And then he goes, okay, I'm ready.
Now I can come.
Yes. They're ready. Oh, that's awesome.
They are very smart. They are very smart. I didn't expect so little.
Tell me, like, what are you experiencing as seeing through your perspective, which is being an awakened mom? What are you seeing about your son now that is making you just go, oh my gosh? What?
He's doing some kind of incredible things. He's just a year and a month. And we bought a carpet to put down so it's not cold for him, but he refused to go there. He goes on the other side of the room and he is down where there is no carpet. 2 days ago, he opened the wash machine and he got into the inside. He's climbing everywhere. So actually, I'm trying to catch him, but I'm not stopping him. I had a wonderful opportunity to meet one neurologist who is actually MENSA in MENSA Committee International, and he is a UNICEF teacher, and he teaches about developing intelligence to kids from when they are born until 3 years and 3 to 7 years.
Yeah.
So by his teaching, we should let them do whatever they do. If they want to jump, they should jump. If they want to fall down, they should fall down. If they want to climb up, they should climb. But that needs a lot of attention.
It needs a lot
So
of parents letting go too.
yes, so I gave up on all my furniture in apartment. I gave up on everything because he will destroy it anyway. And I'm actually now following every his step and looking what are the things that he's interested in, because he likes music toys and he likes to touch things which have sound, and I noticed that, so I follow them and him, and I'm trying to find out what are the things that he likes, so we can point him into the right direction in time. But actually he is not he is very connected to me because we were a long time together alone.
Yes.
And now I started my regular job, and I leave him in kindergarten, and that's a very painful experience. But we have to live through that, both of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that it's heavy for you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
You'll get through it. You'll get through it.
Thank you.
So, Catherine, would you like to share a free gift, or would you like to share where people can find you and access your work?
Yes, I would like to give a sample of my book. Those are first 3 chapters of my book. I'm speaking about I'm speaking about, it's okay. I'm speaking about balance in life, and about beliefs and happiness in those 3 chapters, where they can see the algorithms and formulas and IQ training, and understand the basic concepts. Later on, we'll go through more difficult concepts like love and relationships. And
those are difficult.
Yes, they can be very difficult. And they can find me on www.catherineberoy.com.
What is it? Catherine B. Roy.
CatherineBeroy.com. Yes.
Okay, and there'll be a link also for us to access that.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, awesome. So all you have to do is click on that link, and you'll get the first 3 chapters of Catherine's book. And it sounds like it's the amazing foundation that you need to build on all of the other aspects of your life. And we know that it all begins with us. And thank you so much, Catherine, for sharing your story on the Moms Creating Miracles Summit, and all the love to you as you transition from being a stay-at-home mom to a working mom, and everything's going to work out for you. I just know it. So thank you, everybody, for joining us for this interview, and we are back with one more interview, maybe 2 more. I don't know. We might have some more guests join us. When you create miracles, you connect with some of the most incredible people from all over the world, and so I am so blessed to have you in my life, Catherine, and thank you for making time for us today.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure always.
No, you're welcome.